Alright, today on the channel we're going to be taking a look at this 12 terabyte retro gaming emulation hard drive. JMachen reached out to me, asked me if I want to review this, sent this over, and I said sure. I reviewed a lot of these in the past and they're all pretty much the same, just varying degrees of storage space and games and emulators. But basically what this is a hard drive for your modern PC, typically running Windows 8 and above. Click on the files and then you're good to go. The games, the ROMs, the emulators, it's all nestled inside this hard drive, so you don't have to go scouring the internet or anything like that. But that's what it is. It's basically just a storage hard drive. You can add and remove files as you wish, so if you don't find a particular game on here, you can go out there on the internet, find that file, drag and drop it, put it on here, and you're good to go. This one's a little unique though, 12 terabytes, that is a crap ton of storage space, and as such, since this is 12 terabytes, this one does require an external power source, so it's not just going to be USB. You're going to need the power plug and a wall outlet available to go ahead and connect this to your computer, so keep that in mind. But for what it's worth, let's go ahead and connect it to my gaming PC, and we'll see what kind of games we have on here and what kind of emulation performance we can get out of it. Alright, so we have the hard drive loaded up here, and as you can see we got various files and a couple of executables. Let's go right into the Playnite desktop. This is where all the AAA titles are going to be, and this one advertises over 360 titles, so this is the biggest, baddest, latest, and greatest as far as anything I've seen out there on the market today with the inclusion of AAA titles. Scroll through here, you can see we got some indie games, but we also have some of those big major blockbuster titles: Assassin's Creed, Aliens, Batman, Battletoads, a lot of good ones on here. Now, you will need a graphics card on your computer, laptop, whatever that you're plugging this hard drive into to really run most of these modern games, because most of them are graphically intensive, so make sure you're following the specifications listed in the video description box below so you have the best, most, promising gaming experience with these modern games. But very straightforward. You're just going to find whatever one you want, double click on it, opens it up, and then you're good to go. I plugged in a generic USB Xbox 360 controller and had great experience with pretty much all the games I've tested thus far. You can go in here and individually remap controls. Every game's a little bit different in how it controls things, but for the most part, everything is very straightforward and easy to use. As you can see, this user interface is about as dumbed down as it gets. You got a picture of the game, and it's very easy to navigate, very easy to find what you're looking for in the games. Now we got a couple other folders here, games. This is just a subdirectory of all those games that we just went through with the Playnite. This is the individual folders, so if you wanted to move it to a different hard drive or what have you, you can do it that way. DirectX Repair / Enhance Edition, you will need DirectX to play a lot of these games and have a good user experience with the Retrobat as well as the Playnite desktop. Then there's also a gift to you, it says, but this is really where the Retrobat folder is located. I have no idea why they named it that, but we'll go with it. Go ahead and double click on the Retrobat executable. It should pop up pretty quickly. We should see, the user interface. There we go. Nice little splash screen there for the Retrobat. Alright, and as you can see here, very clean user interface. You got all your consoles and systems over here on the right. You're going to scroll through them, pick whatever one you want. It'll show you a listing of the games. Let's go ahead and check out Nintendo Switch. We got Borderlands, Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, Crash Team Racing. Very few games, but some decent titles nonetheless on Switch. Wii U, we only get 2 games, Mario Kart, Zelda Wind Waker. Now, this is a hard drive, so if you already have a lot of game files at your disposal, you can drag and drop them and add them to this hard drive. So for things like Wii U and yeah, as I suspected, Wii as well, that only have 2 games, if you had a lot of those files already, you can drag and drop them and add to this collection very easily. Game Boy Advance, as you can see, we got some duplicate files there. That is kind of a going trend with a lot of these hard drives and emulation devices, where they'll put multiple region copies of a game emulator and ROM. That way it kind of bloats it up and they say, oh, it's got hundreds of thousands of games. In reality it has 9,000 games, which is still impressive, but those numbers get bloated pretty quickly when they have multiple region copies of everything. But give you a little brief blurb about the game, when it was made, what platform and everything, and you just go ahead and click on it and you're good to go. If you want to do individual game options, you can do that. You can hit the start button on your controller, go to game settings, user interface settings, remap your controller, change things like aspect ratio, All sorts of great options here, thanks to RetroArch and Retrobat. But going back to the systems again, Super Game Boy, Nintendo, all your major home consoles from the 80s and 90s are going to be on here. Your arcade emulators, so you got MAME and Final Burn Neo there. Some of the more modern systems, PlayStation 2, GameCube. Let's go ahead and check out what kind of games we got on PlayStation 2. Just scroll through a brief selection here. Very quickly, you know, we get a sense of how many games are on each platform. It looks like they really did a good job with PlayStation 2 because I'm not seeing any ginormous, you know, errant omissions from the PlayStation 2 era. A lot of great games here, and you know, we're just now getting through the lower end of the alphabet. And you see we got a little video splash over there, so they did a good job with that one. PlayStation, see if they did the same thing, or if it's just a few. No, looks like we got a good chunk for sure. Let's see. For whatever reason, I see a lot of these are missing Gran Turismo games. Did I miss it? Yeah, I didn't see any Gran Turismo. But like I said, if you have those files already, you can go ahead and drag and drop them, add them to it. But I think it's odd that they didn't include Gran Turismo on PlayStation 1 here. But, you know, maybe I missed it. Yeah, there's Gran Turismo 3 there on PlayStation 2, so there is a copy of it. Neo Geo. Great library of arcade games. Top Hunter Roddy and Kathy. This is a favorite of mine, a hidden gem out there in the arcade world. If you've never played it, I highly recommend you give it a shot. But I mean, that's it. Like I said, this hard drive is really going to be leaning heavily on those AAA titles in the Playnite. But if you want the best of both worlds and you want, you know, your retro games on here, you're going to have all your consoles all the way up to Nintendo Switch. But it's really going to be, you know, heavily focused on these older home consoles like Atari, Nintendo Entertainment System, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, 32X, Dreamcast is on here, Thomas Wave, your arcade games. That's where the predominant bulk of these titles are going to be residing. Let's go ahead and start up some emulation and we'll find out what kind of performance we get out of this little hard drive on my gaming PC.
We've got more incoming.
Looks like this clown's got stupid backup. There's no way around him.
Go through them. Slam them off the road.
No way. Look at that thing. That can't be street legal.
Wow, this fugitive didn't come to play. Watch out. These escorts are packing.
Let's...
Get out!
just for show? Too slow. Is that horn just for show?
Claim victory and bask in the...
He shoots! Rejected! It's a score! Here's the draw. What a setup! That was tremendous! Bombs away! Oh, spectacular! Looking to score.
Someone's trying to pass you. Pass the red buoys on the right. Nice. That's it. One lap down, you're in 4th place. Keep it up. Turbo's all yours. That's it. All right. Excellent.